What's going on out there, world? It's your boy at I Am Chef Roland, also was known as Javon Roland, also was known as One Yourself, Invest in Yourself. Why? Because you are the one yourself to invest in yourself. No one else, and don't you forget that. And I'm here to talk to you guys today about how it looks like we're going into another lockdown soon. And if we do so, I want to speak about something that's going to happen if we go into another lockdown. And I think people is sweeping this up under the rug and not paying attention to it. But that's why I'm here to open your eyes and get you to see what's about to take place and what's about to come forward if we was to go into another lockdown. And this specific thing that I want to talk about is inflation and how it's going to increase if we go into another lockdown. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So if we go into another lockdown, inflation is going to increase. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Inflation is going to increase. And for those of you who do not know what I mean by when I say that, is that if we go into another lockdown, the cost of living and the cost of goods and services are going to increase. And at a time like this, if that happens and your income is staying the same, inflation is gonna eat into your money like crazy. Inflation is gonna eat into your money like crazy. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And let me tell you what I mean by when I say that. Let's say we're going to another lockdown, right? That means businesses are closing down and shutting down. That means more jobs are being cut and things like that. So that happens because the company isn't generating revenue like they once were. They looking at that balance sheet like, man, these numbers not looking right. These numbers not looking right. So when they looking at the balance sheet, they like, hey, we got to make moves to stay afloat some way, somehow. And if we go into another lockdown, that's going to happen. More jobs are going to be cut, and businesses are not going to generate revenue like they once were when we wasn't in a lockdown. So if we go into another lockdown, that causes probably the business to shut down. And for some of the business owners and the companies that made it through the lockdown, they're going to take a major loss. They're going to take a major loss. And business owners control the cost of goods and services. So if we go into another lockdown and then we come out of another lockdown, business owners are going to control the price of goods and services, so they're going to raise their prices on their goods and services for the losses that they took from the lockdown. Why do you think that you see the price of things increasing as we speak? Because when the first lockdown happened, when the pandemic first happened, a lot of businesses took losses. They took major losses. So when the lockdown was over with, why you think the cost of goods and services went up, from food, milk, cereal, groceries, rent? All these things we have to pay for is going up because business owners control the cost of goods and services, and they're raising the prices to make up for the losses that they took during the lockdown. So if we go into another lockdown, the same thing is going to happen. And when that happens, inflation is going to eat into your dollar on a daily basis. And then you're going to keep feeling like, damn, why things are so expensive? Because your income is not increasing at the rate of inflation. Your income is not increasing at the rate of inflation. And that's why you have to find a way to put your money into things that outpace inflation. So I'm just sitting this on your brain that if this is going to, if we go into another lockdown, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. We go into another lockdown. And even if we don't go into another lockdown, this is still gonna happen. Because inflation increases on a daily basis. And that's why we call it the silent income killer. Because you can't see it, but you most definitely can feel it. You can't see inflation, but you most definitely can feel it in your wallet. Oh yeah, you can feel it. And one of the places you can see it happening at is at the gas pumps as well. Let me give you an example. When the pandemic first happened and we went into a lockdown, why you think gas prices was low? Because nobody was driving. But now that everybody's back driving and stuff like that, you want to go ahead and raise the gas prices back up. At the gas pump is where you can see inflation happening at. That's one of the places you can see inflation happening at, the gas pump. And I'm telling you now, if we're going to another lockdown, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Inflation and the cost of living is going to increase. Because business owners control the cost of goods and services, and they're going to increase the price of their goods and services to make up for the losses that they took. So I just wanted to drop that on your membrane and give you something to think about, and you know, just think about what I'm saying. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just think about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I hope you can take something from what I'm saying, but I just wanted to sit this on your membrane today. Y'all go ahead and have a safe, blessed day and happy holidays. Be safe.